pitch, and it's EP Academy. Our group is called EP Academy, and we're based out of Toronto, the GTA, and it's a business school where we train and coach entrepreneurs on how to start their businesses, how to present pitches, how to access investments for their dream and their ideas. The whole idea is to train and incubate entrepreneurs, startup groups, students, people looking to start, execute their dream, start an idea, create a new idea. Perhaps they don't even have an idea, and so they don't even know what to do. And so we incubate, it's an incubator, we incubate those ideas, and then we guide students along the way. They get to also meet other people, other entrepreneurs, well along in the journey, so that they can actually learn from those entrepreneurs and perhaps replicate a few of the ideas and that those ones are already executed, established entrepreneurs that you can learn from. And then you have a couple of professors, so we work with a lot of schools from the various colleges and universities around, and we invite them from time to time to teach at EP Academy. A major part of the program focuses on business, how to start your business, how to write your business plan, what leadership means, how to develop a goal, a vision, a mission, and a purpose. Because without a goal, a mission, and a purpose, yes, you may have a very good idea, but the adversities of life have a way of shutting people down. And so the goal keeps you going, even in spite of the adversities of life. And so these are some of the life lessons that Entrepreneurs Point, through its EP Academy Incubator, actually would share generally with its students. And this runs usually for a period of 6 weeks. We take a break and we start over again. The pitch session that you're witnessing tonight is actually one of those sessions where after you've incubated an idea, you've integrated that idea, you've run it through your peers, and then you've had some members of your peers critique the dream and your proposals and so on. Then you come into a room like this and make a pitch presentation to investors, grantors, and other people that are looking to invest in startup groups and in entrepreneurs. And that's why we're here tonight. So this is actually like a wrap-up portion of a large meeting that has been ongoing for a period of time. One of our clients that we actually just took through the Entrepreneur Academy session is the Rwanda Canadian Healing Center, which is actually on this call tonight. That's the RCHC. And so we actually just completed a session with them and another group that is not on the call just yet. All right. So it's good to actually have a few members here tonight. I think we have about 2 in the room tonight. And so they will also be making a pitch. All right. So you're welcome. Why is it important to make your pitch? I'm just going to say that by way of introduction. It's important to make your pitch because you gain 3 quick things from making a pitch to a group like this. 1, what should be said during the pitch? 2, what should not be said during the pitch? 3, what the investors are looking for, the return on investment, and why should they be looking for it? And so those are some of the things that actually put you on your toes to ensure that even though you've made a pitch, even though you're looking for the funds, but these are the expectations of the investors in that fund. And that's why we're here tonight. Now you will get to hear a lot more from me during the break and that break period when the judges move out of the room and then they go to take a decision as to who the winner is for tonight's pitch. I will be in the room with you, and then we're just going to turn it into a Q&A session where after you've listened to everything that everybody has to say, then you can actually ask me, because I can give you a lot of answers to perhaps some burning questions and issues that you might be having. So we'll just get right on with it. I'm going to introduce the pitch judges to you, and then I'm just going to run through what the pitch is about and when we take a break and how we take a break. We need to make good time, but the good thing is at least I think we have only 4 people presenting. I think we haven't seen the 5th person, so I'm sure we'll make good time. Tonight with me as your judges, Cheryl Bedard, Niluka Kotegoda, Nancy Adosi, and myself, Oluyotin. I am your host. I'm going to change my name so you get to see not just the business name, but my real name, okay? Cheryl Bedard is a CFP who founded Bedard Associates. And so she consults as a financial planner for people looking to invest their funds and for people who need to be guided as to how to manage effectively the funds and the capital that they require and the gaps that they might have. So that's just by way of a brief introduction. In the process of tonight, in the course of the presentations, I'm sure you'll get to hear more about her because we're going to start with her. For Niluka Kotegoda is the Vice President at Sobeys, focusing on customer experience retail section. I'm sure Niluka will also share a bit more about herself in the course of these discussions tonight. Nancy Adosi. Nancy is a professor of entrepreneurship, having worked with several universities in the United States of America, consults with the United Nations, and currently with the Skills for Change Canada on a research mission also, and that's what Nancy is known for in our industry. Nancy will also be sharing a little more about herself as time goes by. So in this room tonight, you actually have almost 100 years cumulative experience, if I may say so, with all these eggheads that we have for you tonight. They're not only going to be answering your questions, they're also going to be reviewing your papers so that at the end of it all, we can announce who the winners are, what the prizes are, and then I'm sure Niluka also would have an opportunity to tell you a little more about a new project that she has outside of her regular work at Sobeys. So over to you, judges. I'm just going to give you 2 minutes each, or 1 minute each, if you can make it as brief as possible, to introduce yourself. Then we'll go back to Cheryl, who is going to present a pitch to us. She's one of the judges, so we're not scoring her tonight, but she's going to make a pitch because it's part of the ways that we present to you what it means to make a quality pitch. Over to you, judges. We'll start with you, Cheryl.
You want to start with me? I thought I'd go last. Okay. So as Oluyotin has said, I am a financial planner. Financial planning is a very holistic approach to understanding money. And in this particular case, I work with entrepreneurs and make sure they have the proper foundation in which to build their businesses. And I'm constantly translating the Canadian financial landscape for those people who are new to Canada, so that you don't, you're always compliant with Canadian law and you're protecting yourself and creating a proper platform to be successful.
Great, thank you so much. Can we have, Niluka, would you like to say something too?
Sure. Hi, my name is Niluka Kotegoda. As mentioned, I am Vice President Customer Experience at Sobeys nationally. So for those of you who are from outside of Canada, Sobeys is the 2nd largest grocery retailer in Canada. We are about $25 billion in sales. But for my team, I lead customer experience, and we always try to approach things with an entrepreneurial mindset. I call it entrepreneurship within my own team. And Sobeys overall, we're constantly looking for entrepreneurs to partner with. We love to help young local companies grow and scale up within the country. So I'm excited to hear all of your pitches today.
Thank you so much, Niluka. Thank you. Nancy, would you like to go now?
Yeah, sure. My name is Nancy, and I am currently the instructor at Skills for Change. And what I do is I basically help entrepreneurs who are new to Canada to learn more about the processes of setting up their small businesses as well as their startups. And besides that, at night, I feel like at night I have a different identity, which basically means that I'm usually working on UN reports about entrepreneurship, about specifically about migration as well. So I'm really excited to hear everybody's pitches, and hopefully I can provide valuable feedback to everyone.
Okay.
Can I add something about Dream Chaser right now?
Yeah. Where's your assistant, Palak?
Oh, Palak is a member of my team. Palak Chabria is here with me. We are from Dream Chaser Changemaker. We call it the DCCM Foundation. We founded it to support student entrepreneurs with audacious dreams to change the world. We're looking for young student entrepreneurs who are trying to do something socially or environmentally to impact positive change in the world. We are giving out 2 $10,000 grants this year. 50% of the grant gets invested directly into your initiative, and 50% of it goes towards your education. And as part of the DCCM Foundation, you join our alumni network, which is a lifetime of guidance and support and mentoring. I have a team of 6, including Palak, who is here, who will be the initial mentors. And then as DCCM starts to grow, I'm hoping that the entrepreneurs we welcome into the network will become the mentors of the future. So happy to share more information about that as well.
Thank you so much, Niluka. Really appreciate it. And you're welcome, Palak, from Dream Chasers Makers. Thank you.
Yeah, very excited to be here. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. So tonight we're going to have 4 people pitch. We're going to start with Cheryl, and she's just going to give us like a demo of what a pitch looks like, how you should make it, using the example of Bedard Associates. So it's a real pitch, take it as a real pitch. It's not going to be scored, but that's what we're going to have tonight. Next, we're going to have the pitch from Chun Yoon. And Chun Yoon and partners, Rasul Khan. I'm not sure if we have a third person, but we're going to have that pitch. And so you'll go right after Cheryl Bedard, the Bedard Associates pitch. Next, we're going to have Miss A Boutique, which will be a pitch from the fashion industry. And that's going to be presented here tonight. And then thereafter, we're going to have the pitch for Jonathan Kubey by one of the RCHC students, also currently at York University. Each of the students will present themselves, but of course, it's a combination of students and entrepreneurs tonight. So those are the ones we have right now. Not sure if the last pitch will still be coming in. If we have more time, we'll take it. If not, we have 4 ready to go. So ladies and gentlemen, the protocols will be such that once the pitch is taken, we'll have the judges deliberate on the pitch, a feedback will be created, the rubric the judges already have, and so each pitch will be scored, and there's certain rubric to be followed, and right after we'll close the pitch for each of the candidates. Then we go on to the next pitch and so on until we're done. After the pitch, the judges get to retire in a particular room outside of this meeting room right now. And so they're going to be in another room. They'll be put in another room, a breakout room, as it were, and they'll deliberate. They have about 20, 25 solid minutes to deliberate on the pitches so that they would know and on all the scores that and so after about 25 minutes, we'll get the judges back into the room, and then an announcement will be made. We'll do the closing and the announcements, and the prizes will be announced. All right. So that's the structure for tonight. So we're excited to be here, and then I think we'll just get things rolling. Each of the pitch sessions, please remember, will be 5 minutes for each of the presenters. Another 5 minutes, give and take. We'll see how that goes. I'm just going to be monitoring that. If we need to hear maybe 1 or 2 things to clarify, we'll give another 1 minute, but that will be under the judges session. The pitch candidates only get 5 minutes, but the judges will take a decision. All right. Thank you so much. So here we go, Cheryl.
Okay, I'm going to just share the screen, and hopefully I can find it because I've been having challenges with Zoom. I don't normally use it, and I don't know where it is. Is that available to you or not?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm always having trouble getting this to come up, and I never know why.
Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna see how we can do that. Let's see if we can get you some help. Is every other person ready so that this is the time to troubleshoot and make sure you're all ready and things are ready to go? But I'm gonna see if we can help Bedard Associates get that
She
going.
trying to share or what's wrong?
Yeah, she's trying to share her pitch.
If you have it in a browser, go down to share screen and you just click open the.
No, I'm sure she knows.
You just click on the Google Chrome and the browser will pop up.
Okay.
If not, you can share your whole screen and then have the PowerPoint be the main thing.
Okay.
You're on mute, by the way, Cheryl. I don't know.
Did you figure it out, Cheryl?
Just a minute.
I think she did.
Yeah, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
No. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. And here we go.
It looks like it's loading.
Sharon, I think your mic is muted again.
Muted.
Okay, you know what? I think I'm going to share for her. Let's see if I can do that.
If you're going to share for her, she has to stop sharing the screen.
Okay, let's see. Cheryl, can you hear me? I'm sharing for you now.
But she has to stop sharing her screen first.
Oh.
Unless you're the co-host.
Okay, just give me some time. Where is she? Cheryl. Hello, Cheryl.
Hello, I'm here.
Can you take off your slides? I'm just going to put it up for you.
I'm trying to stop share. There you go.
Okay.
And I'm not muted anymore. Yes, I am. No, I'm not.
All right. Thank you.
Cheryl, you are muted again.
Ladies and gentlemen, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. See the slides?
Yes.
Okay. Cheryl, you want to go?
Okay, can you put it on slideshow for me, please?
Thank you. I will.
Slideshow, play from start.
Okay.
Right under home. Yep, thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Wave if you can, please.
I think
Thank you. Okay, Bedard Associates is a 100% independent consultancy working with entrepreneurs to help them build proper platforms. You're going too fast. Can you go back to the first one, which is the, no, keep going back, there. So what we do is, as Bedard Associates, okay, leave it there, please. Okay. Our job is to future-proof your goals and your dreams. So as you come to the table, you have a sense of who you are and what you want to accomplish, and you have a sense of what your goals are and what your dreams are. My job is to take those goals and dreams and translate them into reality for you by helping you understand the actions needed from a financial perspective for you to accomplish those goals and those dreams. And so we work very diligent with you on all the details of how to structure your business legally, how to manage your cash flow, and we get into branding and marketing as well because they go hand in hand. And we want to make sure that you go step by step and that you don't leave anything behind. Some of the decisions you make at the beginning of your creation of the company will impact your future, and we have to make sure you understand the decisions that you're making. Go ahead. Next slide, please. So I asked people how much of an iceberg is hidden from view. Next slide, please. 90% of an iceberg is hidden from view. And I use this image because I want you to understand the amount of information you need to acquire to make informed decisions that are difficult to find. You'll get sound bites, you'll get information that you think is complete, but unless you have someone guiding you, you're probably going to miss some of the details and not truly understand what decisions you're making and the impact of those decisions, not only today, but in the future for your business. Next slide. Should say 90%. So 90% of what you need to know is not available. So here's what we have to look at when we're building a business. We have to look at the structure of your business. We have to create the business as an entity, which means an incorporation. We don't want to do it online, so we're going to learn about that. And we're going to talk about your cash management, your tax planning. We're going to talk about your investments within your company, and we're going to talk about how you are going to exit your company. You have to have an exit strategy, and then insurance, which is risk management, and how you're going to pass that estate on to your beneficiaries. So it's a package that we look at in building your business, taking into consideration all that needs to be known. And then we help you make the decisions that are right for you. So that's what Bedard Associates does. We work hand in hand with you, and we do hold your hand throughout the process. Thank you.
Okay, wow, thank you. Thank you so much, Cheryl, for that. Now, that I would call a pitch, a product pitch, like a service pitch on what exactly a company does, the service offering. You would notice that Cheryl's speech doesn't actually talk about a request, the mission, the vision, and things like that. Your pitches tonight will be expected to state those clearly. And so with that said, we will move on to the next pitch. That pitch is the pitch by Rasul Khan. Are you ready, Chunyun, Rasul Khan?
Yes, I am. And
Okay.
let me share my screen. Can everyone see my screen?
I'd like to know how you did that because I never can.
I just did a share screen and then click it.
Then there's something wrong with it.
Yeah, all right. Hello, everyone. My name is Rasul Khan. I'm from VisionTiff. I'm here to talk about a product, and this is for the blind and visually impaired people. Can you imagine how the world looks like for a blind person? Imagine someone who never saw anything through their eyes, but only through their mind and hearts. And think about how they traverse through this complex world with all the obstacles. And diabetes is one of the prevalent conditions now in most of the lives. And the reason, because of that, there's a loss of eyesight happening. And my aunt, I know, lost her eyesight, and I know how difficult it is for her to do their daily activities. So Vision 2020 has this has been like, you know, from 2000 to 2020, how the population has increased who don't have vision. It could be blind. These numbers are particularly for the blind people, but it could be a visually impaired as well. And then this total, if you see worldwide, in 2015 it was like 253 million, and in 2019 it grew to 2.2 billion as WHO reports. And just the blind population, if you take visually impaired, meaning, you know, they can see some partial vision, but totally blind population in 2015 it was like 36 million. In 2020 it grew to 76, and estimated for 2025 it could go more than 200 million. And just within United States, 1 million was in 2015, and it's tripled for 2020. At VisionTiff, we are empowering the blind and visually impaired to navigate through the complex world by helping them with an AI-powered glasses with the technology behind it. Our solution is using an AI and ML technology with the glasses. You can see on your right side the pictures. We have an object recognition, text to voice, navigation using a GPS, and some AI models built to learn the person's activities all day long. And also a buzzing and alerting systems built in, so that any object, or if they're approaching an object in interaction, then it'll buzz and then increase the buzzing sound as it approaches. And we're also using a sonar technology in our solution. I'll play a quick demo just for an object detection. This is one of the features, and you can see. Object detected, and the object is banana. One object detected, and the object is bottle. So you saw a quick video. I hope you saw it. I'm assuming with the voice. Where we are right now is we built this the product. We have did a beta version of it, and then we have successfully tested a release. And then on the release 2, is under the development. And some of the quick revenue models of this is around 3 million blind people. In the year 1, we are thinking of, you know, we get like 3,000 pieces in there. If we manufacture those and then sell it to the market, it will be like 1.5 million. Likewise, year 2 and year 3, you can see the numbers as it can grow. There's an opportunity there. And nothing can be done without a team. We are a team trio, which is Chan Yu. He's our backbone, a project manager, and then he wakes us up in the night, you know, and then keep us honest. The Lian is a principal engineer, and I'm an enterprise architect. So we work together to accomplish this product that you saw. And this product is going to change the lives of the people. And then I'm here to take your feedback and ask for you to guide us towards some angel investors who can help us out to take this product to the market. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I hope I did it in 5 minutes. I was trying to say, thank you for giving me the signals.
All right. Now over to the judges. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to ask my first question, which is there currently a similar glasses in the market?
Yes, there are glasses in the market, but they don't have all the capabilities and the features that which we are planning to bring in. The current features that they have is only just like reading the textbooks, or reading some signs, but not to the extent of AI built in to understand the daily activities and navigate the person, and also using a sonar technology to identify the objects and basically technically to walk through the person through the fine lines of obstacles. That is not there, but it's just there are like object detection is pretty common these days. So you know those glasses are there in the market, but those are very pricey. And we could accomplish this with a you know 1/4 of the price what's there in the market. So that's what we're thinking.
And what price are you willing to sell it at? Is it 500? You said.
Yes, that's so that around anywhere from 500 to 750 is what we are thinking. It will go to the market, but there needs to be more market research that needs to be done, and then the price valuation that needs to be bring in, because as you know, if you're building this in a bulk, then your price is going to come down. It depends on how much you're manufacturing, so it goes by that.
Okay.
Are you talking about how much the person pays for it?
Yes.
Or, okay, so therefore, if you're selling it for 750, you probably are only getting 500.
Yeah.
There's going to be a distribution channel.
Correct. You're right.
So the product that's out there that's getting lots of amazing media attention for the last couple of years, I forget what the name of the company, but I know it's the venture behind it's IGAN, where people have said, you know, they couldn't see their whole life, so now they can see. How does that product differ from yours? I don't. Yeah, it's a lot more expensive. That I know.
Yeah, yes. So that product, I mean, this if you're referring to RCAM,
yes.
that product, yes, that product has it is totally an object detection. It basically identifies the object, but some of the things that it doesn't have, the difference maker for our product is we are using a sonar technology to identify the object from a distance as well, in terms of how far it is, and then it'll buzz you as you go forward, giving you a buzz saying like, hey, you're coming too closer, you got to move it to the left. Those kind of things are navigating skills are not there, but it is more of, hey, there's a pole, there is a bottle, there is a car coming, so, and something, if you point out, it'll read the names. So those are basically the object detection, and then the reading of the books and stuff like that. Those are there. So I think people are happy with that so far, I think, but this would change, our product would change in terms of even the navigation of it. How, for example, from the room to room, and then daily activities, if you really see, most of the blind people, I mean, around 80 to 90% of the same things they would do over a period of time. So we build a system, we're building a system that is learning by itself. You know, over a period of time, it learns.
Okay,
that's what.
Russell, thank
yes.
you so much.
You're welcome.
With all the comments. Now, this session is for the judges to ask their questions. All the comments will come in when the judges have actually returned into the breakout room. So all the other comments will be taken then also to just strengthen your pitch and possibly make some updates and so on. I think we still have about 2 or 3 minutes for the judges to ask some of the questions. Do we have questions from Cheryl and Niluka?
Yes. Where is it intellectual property and patents?
The patent, we're working on the patent. We haven't applied yet, but we are working on it.
Okay, so it is patentable. And where will it be manufactured?
So we have, I mean, you know, Chen Yu is from China. He has a, and then we have some decent contacts there. And then, in fact, we were supposed to fly down in July. We planned it, but after this pandemic, everything has been canceled because we had a plan to go there and then check the facilities and get these things you know, planned out. So
what's your distribution network going to be? Are you going to just, how are you going to distribute this?
From the sales and marketing perspective, so far we still are, there are a couple of firms that I've worked with in my previous products. So that I'm planning to approach those and then take their help for the sales and marketing. So we don't really have a complete plan laid out, to be very honest with you.
Okay, so sales are still in progress?
Yes.
Will it be covered by any insurance? Have you applied for it to be covered by insurance?
Yeah, I personally, my day job is an insurance. I work for a health insurance company.
Okay.
So yes, this could be covered with one of the
For group benefits?
group benefits, but that's something that can be worked out. That's just my thinking. Yep.
And what are your volume discounts? Where will your lines be drawn in terms of discounts?
At this point, I don't think we have come to that discounts volume, because we still have to. We arrived at 750 as a sales number, but we still have to see the very details of manufacturing. Based on that, I think we could able to get to the discounts, but at this point, we don't have the numbers completely for the discounts.
Okay.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yeah, we can have questions from Niluka.
Yeah, I had a few that were the same as my fellow judges, and then I just wanted to know if you're planning on starting, have you done any in-market testing, or do you know where you would like to start going live with the product? Have you selected a starting market?
Yeah, yes. So there are a couple of places in our. I'm in Buffalo, New York, and Chen Yi is in Toronto, and then these are the two marketplaces which we are looking at. So there are some blind associations that which we are familiar with, that which are approaching, so that they can do it. Also, I'm very active in our community here in Buffalo. So I have at least 2-3 people who can try this. There's some visually impaired friend of mine. And so I have some of those contacts. So those are the people who are going to help to test the market.
Great. And so the US and Canada have very different regulatory requirements. Have you identified whether this product will be sellable in Canada and in the US?
No, we have not done any of that regulatory research yet. I think that's where we will look for some expertise to bring in and take guidance there. It's
a wearable, right?
It's a wearable.
You're wearing it.
Yep.
So you'll have some FDA and Health Canada standards that you're going to have to meet in terms of it being a medical device, which will then qualify you for your insurance. So in Canada, you need at least an MDEL 1 or 2, and then you're going to have some sort of that will give you the insurance as well, and it gives you the credibility as a properly licensed product for medical purposes.
Thank you very much for that input. So we will note down that, and then we'll work on that.
There's 4 levels, okay, for MDEL.
Okay.
I think yours will hit probably the second one.
Okay.
It's not too high.
All right. So we're done with the presentation for Rasul and his team. If there are other questions, I'm sure other questions, please feel free to also use the chat room so we can note some of those questions, because we still get about 25 solid minutes when the judges are away to discuss on each of the pitches. So we'll move on to the next one. Thank you so much, Russell. Can you take your slides off the screen? Thank you. All right, so the next one is Miss Boutique, Miss A Boutique. I think that's the next one. Yes, let's have it. Are we ready? Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'm just going to share my screen.
Absolutely, thank you.
Oh, hold on. Okay. Is it being shared?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Angie. My name is Angela, but I would go by Angie. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, great. Can you see the screen properly? Yes? Okay. So the name of my product would be Miss A Boutique, and it is an online fashion shop or an online clothing store. And so some might be asking, why shop at my online shop? And so I've done some research, and it shows that the average millennial woman spends about $20,000 per year on her wardrobe, or almost 5% of her annual budget. And this comes down to the fact that one of the main problems that I found from research and also from asking other people that are around me is that a lot of the places where they have to go to shop are different. Like they have to spread their kind of shopping around different online shops, physical shops, different places for different styles, which is great, but it also takes away a little bit of the accessibility, the kind of easy at-home feel of online shopping, which I would like to fix with my shop, Miss A Boutique. So what I would like to be presenting to people is a place where they could shop for all of their fashion needs in one area. So it would be one website, which is Miss A Fashion Boutique, and they would be able to shop for their business needs, business casual, floral, seasonal, their formal, any type of fashion needs any type of fashion needs that they have, and the prices would also be interchangeable for a student's price range, which would usually be $69 per month, and that's not really including the footwear or the accessories, but to a successful business woman's needs. I would like to say that I would also be focusing mainly on women's wear. So my target audience would be women from the ages of 17 to 30, from the Generation Z to millennial age range and older. This would be my main price range, my main target audience, but like once the business grows, I am also looking into designing pieces for women of older ages. So products and services. So women and fashion, women wear that can be customizable. So things that can, as the pictures show, things from running wear, sportswear, to the actual accessories and to actual accessories and to formal wear. So it would be a affordable, stylish brand for fashion conscious women of today's society. The need, I would say, or resources that I would need is that as of now, Miss A Boutique already has a space, because it would be online. I have a storage space where I would be keeping the pieces that I've made, but then I would also like to partner up with other like brands. So it would be a mix basically of clothes and designs and accessories that I have designed myself personally, but then also partner with other fashion brands to sell their clothing on Miss A Boutique's website. Yes. Okay, thank you. I'm going to, should I stop sharing my screen?
You have about 30 seconds more to wrap up, if you
okay. Miss A Boutique is kind of an idea that I've been having that I've had for quite a while, that I would have liked to start. However, one of the resources that I am getting right now is an actual corporate sewing machine that I will be able to use to make clothes faster and better quality to actually put up on the shop. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that presentation, Ms. A. Although you should have started by mentioning the fact that you're a year 2 student at York University and also volunteers with our group from time to time. So that's important to note for the judges, for them to understand that. So I think we have 2 students pitching tonight. All right, over to you, judges. I think we have about 6 minutes to do this. So it's Q&A time.
How are you going to make your website stand out from the clutter that is out there? There's many websites offering different things. How are you going to make yourself stand out from the crowd? What are you going to do?
Okay, so I have a few ideas. One of the ideas that I had was to start a social media presence. And from the social media presence, build capital, build awareness to the brand so that when I actually open the shop, when I feel like I have enough products to open the shop, it is already out there. The name is already circulating. Another plan that I had was to use the available circles that I have around me. So available circles such as school friends and work friends and even friends from other communities that I'm involved in to be able to get the word out there of my business, of my idea, so that when it is time for me to open my shop, I can use those communities to now kind of spread the word, like give them maybe some discounts on clothes, get them wearing it and get it out there. So when people ask, where did you get this? Or, you know, where are your clothes from? Then they could be directed back to Miss A Boutique.
Great. So are you financed right now or are you going to bootstrap it?
I think a little bit of both. I have the resources to start making the clothing. And so once I feel as though I have enough to kind of just put everything online at once for my first wave of kind of clothes to be sold, and figure out how I want to do the pricing. I do know that I want to hit, I don't know if it might be a little bit ambitious. I want to hit a target of kind of like 5,000 to 6,000 like monthly coming in once my business really catches kind of a consistent income. Then, so I'm trying to figure out right now how the pricing would work for me to reach that goal currently.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any more questions?
I have a couple of questions. So you mentioned, and I admire you designing and making the clothes yourself. Congratulations on doing that. But you're making everything yourself right now? Do you have anybody helping you? What's the plan to sort of scale up if the website starts to take off?
So as of now, I will be making everything myself. But what I would like to do is get some people with experience for like obviously making clothes to be able to make some of the clothes that I designed with me. And once the business really starts to pick up, I would also, get them to also start designing as well. And then once the business really picks up, I would like to like partnership or buy a manufacturing company that I could send my designs into to get the clothes made and distributed.
And you mentioned, sort of the opportunity to work with other brands. Do you have an idea of what your niche is or what that other brands would have to do to match yours?
So kind of purpose or the mission of my brand is basically to have a place where people, women mostly, but also I could start a men's line later down, but it's basically just to be a place where women can shop for all of their fashion needs, all in the same area without having to go to external areas. So brands that I could partner with could be, they could have the same kind of idea as me, or they could have their own specific niche or their own specific, you know, there's a word, their own specific target market and their own specific genre of clothing that I could put on my website as kind of like a subgenre where women can now, you know, look at those and figure out what clothes they need for those settings.
Perfect. And are you thinking about a subscription model, or will it be a price per item?
I want to start as a price per item and see how that, how well that sells. And then once I gain a steady audience and see, you know, because right now I have a target audience, but once I gain a steady audience and see what my actual true audience is, who is buying my clothes most, then I think subscription will be necessary.
Perfect. Thank you.
And I just have 2 questions. The first one is, do you currently have a website?
No, I don't currently have a website. Right now, I'm in the stage of making the designs that I have. The pictures that I showed in my slideshow are clothes that have been made. So, yes.
Okay. And then the second question that I have is, have you had a chance to sort of measure the demand or how many people are interested in your products, anything like that?
Yes. So I used to have a, I made basically a test social media account that I used to kind of just post some designs and gauge people's reactions to it. Reaction, or what I've researched that I found from that website, is that a lot of really kind of high school, university students are the ones that I will initially be getting. But I also think that's because of my age from the research that I'm getting. But I'm also trying to see how I would be able to engage an older audience of businesswomen and working individuals.
Thank you. Those are all my questions.
Thank you so much, judges. Really appreciate those questions. So thank you, Ms. A. Boutique. What we will do is wrap up. If you can take your slides off the screen, I hope that's done. And then we'll take the next pitch by Jonathan. Give me a second, I'm just gonna roll that. Thank you.
Hey.
Okay, can you hear me? Can you see the screen? Is the video?
Yes, we do, and we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So we have, I mentioned earlier that the last cohort of EP Academy was run by the Rwandan Canadian Healing Center. And so Jonathan Okube is one of the students that graduated from that session. The founder of Rwandan Canadian Healing Center is here tonight presenting the speech. And so he will be the one answering all the questions based on the pitch that is being presented. So let's roll it.
My name is Jonathan Okwai, and I am here with ParkUp Inc. We are a private parking management company. First off, I just want to say sorry that I couldn't make it today. I do have a family event later on this evening, but I wanted to make sure I got the opportunity to get a pitch out and hopefully get some feedback. And yeah, I just want to say thank you very much to everyone at the Casa Foundation for giving us young entrepreneurs this opportunity in the first place. All right, so I mean, take a second to think about this. You're running late for a meeting, but you've got to purchase a parking pass from the meter on site before you head in. You pull up to the machine and on site, and there's no really telling how this big clunky machine works exactly. It takes coin or credit, so you fumble through your bag to find your wallet and finally manage to grab your credit card. It's asking you to insert and remove swiftly, but it's cold, and after a couple tries, you're beginning to wonder whether you should just run in and take your chances. This happens all the time. In a world where banking, retail, coffee shops, and even schools have made adjustments in integrating 21st century technology, unfortunately, the parking industry has been hesitant to adjust. At ParkUp, we have decided to tailor our approach by looking at the future of parking and operations accordingly. We believe that the integration of technology and touchless, contactless parking terminals and mobile payment app solutions are necessary steps in the future of parking management. And we would like your investment in us today to assist in continuing to move in that direction. We're a self-funded family business with my father and I leading the charge. He's been entrenched in the parking industry for the past 2 decades now, and he has had a strong operational expertise. I've been a serial entrepreneur, building my first business, which was a short-term rental management operations, where we were leveraging rental arbitrage in the downtown Toronto market by leasing condos at market rate, furnishing them, creating some added value, and then listing them on Airbnb, Booking.com, Expedia, to be rented on a nightly basis to guests all over the world. I initially started that business when I was 18, and within 8 to 9 months, I'd scaled that to a 6-figure business. So coupled with my business strategy and marketing savvy, we intend on becoming a major player in the parking space. Again, I'm no longer operating that previous business. ParkUp is what I'm now focused on. So yes, we secured our first property under management this past September with a lot in Peel region across from a major hospital, with hospital parking rates set at completely unaffordable rates. We have been able to offer visitors and patients a cheaper, much better parking experience. We've taken the bootstrap approach by keeping the money in the business and continually reinvesting profits to improve our operations, create better signage, clear directions, et cetera. Now, with your investment today, we'd be looking to accelerate that process by upgrading our current parking terminal, which is on site, so that it would be able to offer a tap payment, contactless payment solution. We would also be looking to obtain memberships with BOMA, Building Owners and Managers Association, ULI, and the Canadian Parking Association. These are all organizations for real estate developers, property owners, parking management operators, and we want to be in the room, and so that we can be given a seat at the table and begin to develop those relationships in the industry to be able to expand our business. So we see that as a massive investment in ourselves, and being able to keep our pulse on the industry and be able to grow ParkUp. So yes, thank you very much. That is all for today. If there are any further questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
All right, thank you very much. So we're going to stop that. I'm just rolling that out. Thank you so much to Jonathan for that. And So the school that Jonathan is represented by the school founder, and that's
We're having a hard time hearing you, Olu.
Can you hear me better now?
Get closer.
Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah, okay. So Kizito is here tonight, Kizito Musa Musabiaina. He's the founder of Rwandan Canadian Healing Center that manages all of the students. And so he's here to take your questions tonight on the presentation on the parking lot. Jonathan Bay.
Thank you, Dr. Olu. And I don't know if you can hear the double sound, might be.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you, although I think there's some echo.
Okay, let me, yeah, I know why. Okay, should be good now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's better.
Yeah, I just had to, I'm sort of on the computer and the phone because I don't have my regular computer, so I couldn't actually share from there. So yeah, as you said, I'm the founder and executive director of the Rwandan Canadian Healing Center. And Jonathan was actually one of our students in our leadership development program, which your academy actually did some of the training for our students. And so he asked me to step in tonight and try to answer some questions on his business presentation and his the pitch that you just heard today. So if you have any questions, I'll try to answer them as best as I can. And if not, I'll take the notes, the comments, and have him maybe follow up if there is any questions that I cannot answer.
That's all right. I must also say Jonathan is a third-year student at York University. All right, over to you, judges.
My first question is does he have software proprietary information and design? Does he own it?
I believe they're working on the actual design for the application. So I don't know. I don't think they have yet submitted in terms of like getting the ownership in terms of that. They're still working on the design.
Okay. Okay. So, but it's proprietary.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And they're actually test marketing it and acquiring clients.
Yes, and they are actually aiming to have one of with their location, the one he talked about in Peel. They are looking to install one of them there. So I believe part of what they're working on is securing funds to actually develop it. So designing it and developing it are two different things, and they are in the design phase now. So I believe once they get the funds, they will be able to actually develop it and install it on their locations.
Okay. I was still missing the key element. He spoke of parking for the hospitals, which is outrageous. How is he using the hospital parking and charging? I need to understand. I'm lost. There's a piece missing.
It is not a hospital parking. It is the private parking that is near the hospital.
Okay, so they actually own the land or the parking.
Yes.
Okay,
they're definitely in land ownership, but their business model is on land ownership. So even if you look at some of his executive summary as well, he talked about their goal is to own the lands that they operate on, and that they want to have partnership with different organizations that are in management. Some of them are like the Urban Land of Institute, Building Owners and Management Association, and other players in Toronto that actually allows them to be at the seat where they can actually have more access to the lands across the city.
so it's actually developing land for parking spaces plus a new technology to pay for it.
Yes.
There's two different parts to it.
Yes, and I think the one he focused on in this presentation was on making it easy for parkers, for people who are parking to make parking easy. And for me as a person who have gone through, and I think you all know, when you go downtown, parking becomes almost like a puzzle. So what they're trying to do is make it easy. You get in there, you just tap and you go. And
so would they be able to sell their technology to pre-existing private parking lots outside of the Green P?
That's a good question. I believe that's the intended. I mean, you should be able to, because the thing he talks about is they want to have an online service, so for people can actually buy tickets before they even get to the parking lot.
Yeah, because Green P is like that. I have the app on my phone and I pull up to a Green P and I punch in the code and I choose how long. It's all online. So is that app going to be similar? Could they offer that to private parking? Because the premium and owning land is expensive.
I think that's a question that I will definitely pass on and figure out what they're looking at in terms of the competition like Green P. But I think through some of their research, they're looking more to sort of, if there is already a competition that's working on something, then I'm sure they would want to match it and probably go beyond that. But I know one of the things that they wanted to focus on was to make it easy for people to just move in and out. And that's a technology that is yet for the parkers downtown, still not available except for the bigger, more established buildings where you can drive in and drive out. But for the regular parking lots that you see, we're still using the regular cards, and you have to sort of swipe.
So they could sell the concept and not own the land. I'm drilling down on it to get a sense of it in terms of where their interest lies, because acquiring land in downtown Toronto is millions of dollars. But if they just have the app that they can sell to the other private parking associations and buildings, and I know the fumble that you get, and you think that they're going to take a debit card and they only take credit card and they don't take money. It's very complex down there. So I'm trying to figure out what the opportunity is in what they're trying to build. And it's still not clear to me if they're acquiring properties or if they're selling a service. That needs to be cleared.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, so what we'll do, let's have all the other judges also give a feedback and make their comments, and then we'll see. I do remember that in the presentation, though, I think it was clearly articulated, the fact that they also manage the parking lot for other private residences, and that they've been thriving from that. The fact that they've also run it for 10 years, and that they're looking to do more. I think that was clearly stated, though. So maybe but I'm not sure what the information is on the landed property, but the fact that the service to be rendered is the parking lot business. I think that's clearly articulated. Can we have the other judges too? Any feedback, any questions?
I think I just wanted to ask a little bit more about the app and the technology behind it. It wasn't really clear to me what they're doing. So I'm just going to explain what I understood, which is basically that it would be sort of the way that I think the best way I can think of it is whenever you're trying to get one of the share bikes from the city of Toronto, like you can have it on your phone and then you do everything on your phone, you pay for it, and you just go get a bike. So I'm thinking it's the same thing, where you pay for your parking at that location, you handle everything on your own phone, and you literally just go park your car, you take care of your business, then you come back and you take your car. Is that the technology that we're talking about?
The part of it, but also there is a part where there is going to actually be on location sort of machines that you can use, but are more tap, as opposed to like you have to go into the machine and say this time and this time. Okay. You can set the time on your phone, but you can actually go there and tap, or you can do it on your web, on your mobile app.
Yeah.
So, but it's definitely you're in and out, and if you have to, like if you have a membership, which they are looking for, they actually, that's one thing that maybe he didn't mention. They're looking to also have a membership. So if you're a member, you don't have to even tap. You simply just book an hour or whatever time you need, and then you go park and then you leave.
Mm-hmm. And if you run out of money, that you can add to it on the go, like the Green. So it's similar to a Green P app then.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my second question was, how many companies or potential partners does this company currently have? Like, who's interested right now?
As he mentioned, they are bootstrapping right now. So currently it's him and his dad.
Okay. So he doesn't currently have any other partners, anybody else that's interested in?
Not currently, but they're looking to sign up to the to the management, to the organizations that I mentioned, like the big players in Toronto, so they can actually be recognized as players in the industry, in the parking industry in the area.
Okay, thank you. Those are all my questions.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nancy. Do we have questions from you, Niluka?
Yeah, I just had, I guess, one question and follow up. So is their main selling point the convenience of the way that you're able to pay, go in and out, have membership, make it easy? Or is it that this is more affordable pricing in Toronto because some of it is truly outrageous?
Both, because as he mentioned, the convenience also comes with the affordability, because now what they're trying to do is eliminate somebody being at that station. So usually downtown, when you go there, there's always somebody in that booth. If you're not, then it's mostly for the city ones. They don't have anybody in the booth, but also the city ones are the ones that are they're very slow, right?
Yeah.
So they're trying to, my bad. What they're trying to do is make it faster, but also make it affordable by removing all those there's extra fees, and also removing the applications. I think that's another thing he mentioned. So maybe, Sherry, you're mentioning the green P, but if you remove all those other fees that other applications charge, then they can actually afford to charge a less amount because they don't have to pay for every transaction that is done by a third party. So yes, it's both.
So how are they removing those fees? So the transactions, like the fees on credit cards and all of those, that you have to pay those regardless because you're using those financial.
Yeah.
So not the fees for the credit cards, but the third party machines. Like if there is someone who's providing a machine, because they'll be owning their own. Yeah.
And what's their pricing strategy? So there are different prices all across the city. So if they're going how affordable are they going? How are they setting that pricing zone or strategy?
That's a good question. I'm not privy to that, but I can tell you that if as a member, I think they're charging, let's say if you have a membership and you park downtown, I think they're talking about having a price at $200 a month, I believe, which is I've parked downtown for a long time. $200 is very affordable compared to other prices if you park there every day anyways. So that all depends, but I can probably get back to you as far as the exact fees per yeah.
I'm still fumbling on the model. It's not clear cut to me whether they're selling parking in a parking lot or if they're selling a service to other parking lots that they can leverage the services and streamline for example, Mars. If you go into Mars, it used to be there's a station and you pay. Well, the problem there is you're dependent on someone to check to make sure you paid for your parking. So the attrition rate on loss of income, because there's no gates and no gatekeepers, is impacting the cash flow of the parking lot. So is this in some way going to offset those people who just don't bother and hope they don't get caught? Whereas the old traditional way was you couldn't get in and out because there was a gate and there was a gatekeeper.
I would say, from my understanding, they're owning their own. The entire parking lot is theirs. So maybe the competition or the setting point is we make, so it's they will compete based on the application model or how they're approaching things. But
They're going to take over the management of the payments of parking. So they're going to take pre-existing parking lots, offer their services as the collection agency, and put in their new.
No, it is their parking lots. It is their parking lots.
It's going to be their parking. Okay, I'm still lost. Okay, that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that presentation and the Q&A session by the judges. That brings us to the end of all the presentations we have tonight. I think we're missing 2 people that are not here, but in view of the timelines, I think we've just got to stick to we'll stay with our timeline and the agenda. And so at this point, what we're going to do is have the judges step into a breakout room. And so we'll take our judges into another room and then have them deliberate on all the pitches that have been presented. I think as we speak, well, I'm not sure we can take anybody anymore now, even if they come in. So because we're just going to, we need about 20, 25 solid minutes for the judges. So we can come back into the room and then give a feedback to all the presenters for tonight, and then have, some of the announcements of the winner, the winning pitch for tonight. So that's what we're going to do. And so in the meantime, we're going to have the participants and all the other members in the main room chat. I'm going to be right here. So it's that session where I get to stay with you in the room, and then you can ask me. It's going to be like a Q&A. You ask it like a fireside session where you ask me any questions on the pitches, perhaps on the pitches we've done in time past, or perhaps on how we also pitched to get the funding that we received to set up all of this enterprise, from EP Academy to Entrepreneurs Point, whatever you want to ask on pitches. We're going to stay with that. In the meantime, please chat. It's a networking session now, and we can use the chat. We can use the chat room and the main room. So the judges, if you could kindly please step outside, like leave the meeting. When you're done, we'll bring you back. So just click your button and click leave the meeting. All the judges, please.
What do you want us to do?
You're going to be taken into the second room. You already have a link to that room. Thank you. All right. Oh, I still see. I think one of the judges.
Cheryl, you have to press the leave button and go into the other room.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's Rick. Richard. How are you, Rick?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Very well. If you give me a second, I'm just going to make sure the networking is going on. And Dino, if you can go on and make sure that you're coordinating that. So the networking is going on. We can actually introduce ourselves, what we do, and so on. And then I'll be right back to answer as many questions as you have. I'm just going to make sure they settle down in the other room, but I'll be joining you shortly. Please introduce yourselves for those ones who are yet to introduce themselves. I see Rick here. I'm sure you haven't introduced yourself. So it would be helpful if you could do that. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Rick Chad. I have an executive recruiting business in marketing communications that I've been running for 39 years. I'm also a serial investor. I'm in about 9 or 10 businesses. I was hoping to ask some questions today, but I got shut down by the doctor.
Not at all.
But that's why I'm waiting for the chat room so I can ask some questions.
Oh my goodness. I'm still in the room with you. You're still going to get that opportunities. Just give me a
Dr. Olu?
Yes.
I just want to let you know it's saying that the host has an
Nancy, are you in the have you been able to access the next room?
No, it just says that the host has another meeting.
Oh, okay.
You're back.
Do you have the ability to start a breakout room here?
Yeah, that's how we set it up. Okay, just give me a second. I think Rick was having the discussion there. Please go on with that, and then.
Why don't we have Gisela? Why don't you introduce yourself?
Myself?
No, Gisela. I'm just picking someone. The
There you go.
Oh, okay. No, it's networking.
Hi.
Actually, it's
might as well network.
Yeah, I have been the student of Nancy, and I've joined this workshop for entrepreneurs. I am trying to learn skills, gain some skills to start a business or start some setup in terms of a social platform. Still learning and trying to see how the things go around.
Okay, Dino, you want to introduce yourself to the group also, Dino?
Guys, so my name is Dinisu, but everyone calls me Dino.
And what you do,
So I am actually an admin assistant in the broader public sector. I presented at the startup pitch event in 2017 at there's an annual event that Casa Foundation has called Friends of Africa. So I've gotten a chance to present there. I'm still in the planning phase. I haven't actually launched yet. So that's kind of why I didn't want to present today, because I don't think I'm at the place where I can. I don't think my business idea is ready for a presentation at this point. But I do volunteer with Entrepreneurs Point, and I've helped kind of host different startup pitch events that they've had over the course of the past couple of years. So I would give everyone else an opportunity to speak about themselves. And then I think, Rick, this would be the perfect time to ask those questions. Once everyone gets a chance to introduce themselves, speak a little bit. Then, because I know you had questions for Rasul. Anyone else who has questions, I would say, just to make it kind of orderly, if you maybe write in the chats to say, I want to go next. That way everyone can kind of, well, depending on how it goes, but just everyone can introduce themselves. I don't know who wants to go next, Angie or Ahmad?
Yeah, so my name is Angie. I am a student at York University. This is my second year, and I've had this business idea for quite a while now. I've kind of always designed my own clothes, and so it was kind of just a point in my life where it was like, okay, well, how can I monetize this skill that I do for myself? So yeah, that's kind of basically where the idea came from, and I'm hoping to make it into a business.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ahmad, you can go next. If you have any businesses, let us know what you do as well, and then whatever else you feel like sharing.
Yeah. I'm in the IT industry. I've been working in solution development for the past 20 years. So I have implemented a lot of solutions for the government, especially. I was in the Middle East. I'm a newcomer here to Canada. So I've implemented many e-services and e-government solutions in the past, where we have utilized the latest technology always to enhance the experience of the citizens and for the users. I'm here actually looking to establish. I'm a student for Nancy. My business idea was to actually is a service company similar to what I was doing, but be doing that for myself. And instead of an employer, my focus will be on the latest technology of robotic process automation, where, for example, any repetitive task, for example, if you are receiving an invoice as an accountant and you need to enter that into the system, actually, this is a repetitive task, which we call it. So what we are gonna do, we are gonna train the system to do that instead of the humans. And we will make a hybrid, let's say, work environment between humans and robots. Robots will be doing the repetitive tasks while humans will focus on the main business and on the actual, how to solve things, and will focus on other areas of the business. Yeah, I'm here to learn from you guys how to and to learn from how those workshops happen and how to pitch the business more. Yeah, I'm glad to be with all of you guys. I'm listening, and really nice experience. Thank you.
Thanks for attending. I know that Casa Foundation has these events periodically, so I think if you follow their Eventbrite page, you would see updates as to how often these pitch events happen. So I'm just going to move on to the next. Rasul, I know you already presented the great glasses that you presented. So I'm going to give everyone else a chance to kind of speak, and then we can circle back with the questions for all of you who made the presentations. So next, I'm going to say, Rebecca, if you can just give a brief introduction of yourself, what you do, what brings you to this event today.
Hi everyone, my name is Oluyotin Rebecca Arebe. I came into Canada July 4th, 2019. Well, here in Canada, find it very, very good. Wonderful people, friendly and accommodating. which I'm so glad I'm here. At first, I'm with Skill for Change. I'm a student of Nancy. I'm an accountant. But I want to know how business is being run here in Canada. So I had to put in for an entrepreneurship class, which I've never regretted a lot. Honestly, I actually underestimated myself. With everything I saw here today, I was like, oh, I should be able to do all this, you know. But I'm so glad. Nancy has been very helpful. She has been very wonderful. Most of all I saw here today is everything that has been taught, almost everything, which I really appreciate. If I had not come here today, honestly, though I appreciated her, but with my coming here today, I say I had to appreciate her more. So I intend starting my own business too, an online business, catering, and also I had plan of having an African store too, which in the nearest future, but I'm still looking at all these opportunities and which one to like focus mainly on. I'm really appreciate everyone here, and I'm glad I'm part of this group. Thank you so much.
Thanks for sharing. So Rick, I know you've already gone. I don't know if you want to give any further descriptions. I know you said you're an investor, a serial investor. You invested in multiple businesses. If there's anything else you want to share.
Well, I'm actually frustrated with the event now for one silly reason. Nobody puts, half the people don't put their last names. Like Angie, I wanted to look at your background, see what you're doing at York, and I had some questions that I wanted to do, but because I don't have your last name, I can't find you on LinkedIn. I don't know famous Nancy who's teaching everybody. I want to know what she's teaching. So she only had the name Nancy. She doesn't have a last name. I can't look it up. So if you're going to run an event like this, you got to make it easy for people to access information, not, you know, information that's
sensitive. No, I understand. I understand.
But generally, it's kind of like everybody's talking about what a great teacher Nancy is. I want to find out more about Nancy. You know,
I know Nancy. She's one of the judges. You might just get a chance.
But it's not on the screen. So, you know, I get emails on a million events. Like Angie, I liked your idea, but I guess my question is, what degree are you doing at York? Is it a fashion role?
You know, what I'll say is, can we, let me just quickly try and run through everyone so everyone gets a chance to share, and then we'll just jump back to the questions. But I would ask you first, because I know you have 2 questions, probably more.
I've not introduced myself, please.
Sure. Okay, you go, and then after you, Aditi, you can go next. Aparna,
okay.
You can go. So,
yeah,
depending on if you want to share anything.
Yeah. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Okay. My name is Foluket Omomewo. I'm a chartered accountant of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. I moved to Canada in 2018 and attended the Accounting and Finance certificate course with Skills for Change. I'm also a student of Nancy for this entrepreneurial program. I've gained a lot from that class. Presently, I'm working to have a tax professional office, and I'm working on having an e-commerce. I have a product already, so I'm going to sell orthopedic pillow. Why orthopedic pillow? Just to take care of people, because a lot of people have body pain, maybe due to the way they position themselves in the bed while sleeping, not properly putting their legs very well or their neck very well on the bed. So I came up with that idea to sell orthopedic pillow to help knee, neck, and even when you are pregnant, there is a position in which you may sleep on the bed. So I have a pillow too for pregnant women that I will be selling. So I'm here just to gain more experience. I'll be rolling out the website soon, and I'll be starting on the e-commerce. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, Foluke. Next, and if we can all just maybe keep it brief so that there's time for people to ask questions after. Maybe just let us know your name, what you do, what brought you here, and then we'll just kind of keep it moving. And if you feel like sharing, feel free to jump in. If you don't, we'll just go straight to questions after the next two speakers.
Hello all, myself Aditi Patel. I am a student of CIMT College and my major subject is data science and big data. And I am also a student of Nancy as well. So I'm attending her course and I also had experience as a .NET developer. My background is IT. And I would like to start up a business in IT field. So that's why I joined Nancy's class. So I'm still working on my business.
Thank you for sharing. So next, Aparna, do you want to go?
Hi, everyone. Yeah, first of all, thanks for the opportunity to participate in today's program. I myself, Aparna Bhatt, I'm at the moment I'm stationed in Guelph. I'm a health and safety professional who is a Canadian registered safety practitioner too. And I'm already working on a small business setup here, which is already done back in my home country as a training provider for CRSP exam as well as for other training courses. So mainly it's focused on CRSP at the moment because I've just landed in 2018. So still I'm going through the needs, regulator acts and other requirements here. So thanks for the opportunity. Again, I'm taking a course for New Entrepreneurs Hub program from Skill for Change where Miss Nancy is my instructor. So still we are in the learning stage. And thanks Rick for the mentioning the things which we all need to learn here. I just have a query that we are delivering training program like webinars, but people are hesitant to give the feedback. Is there any particular reason for that in this part?
When you say people are hesitant to give
The Rick,
feedback,
that's the question. I don't know. He must be knowing the people around here. Any cultural difference does that make?
when you say people are hesitant to receive or to give feedback, do you mean like questions or?
No, when we give the webinars, we ask them to fill up a feedback form. Like we created a Google form and we ask all the participants to fill up. But this part of the people, we already around 80 of them attended, but we found that majority, this part of the people, those who registered from Canada, they are not giving feedbacks.
The Canadians are.
Yes.
You know why? Because us is in Toronto, we're too busy being nice. So when we see something, I don't fit in. When they see something they don't like to bring it up because they don't want to be confronted because they're always so nice. So they don't bring it up. Whereas the funny thing is the reason you're putting it there is so that you could see if you could do something better. But
yeah,
you're asking
so we expect like when we come here, this new place for us, we need a feedback, but they don't do. But all other parts of the world, they are very, very liberal to give.
Well, in Quebec they are.
Really?
They'll tell you exactly what they're thinking all the time.
Another one is keeping video on. It's very difficult.
I grew up in Montreal and I went to French high school, so I think I inherited some of that tactic, although my parents and siblings all tell me I'm always this way.
It's very tough to get feedback here. That's what we felt. I don't know. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you, Rick.
Thank everyone for their input. You know, I'll say we should jump right into the questions now. But before we do, I know there's a couple of people who aren't on video. I'm just making the assumption that you don't want to speak. Sorry if I'm wrong, and just let me know. Just send a message in the group chat, and
well, they can just take off their mic and say something.
True, that works. But in the meantime, I know Rick, you had a few questions, so feel free to. And anyone else who has questions, let's just make it like an open floor. Just shoot at whoever you want to ask, and then we'll go from there.
So since I think we still have Casido, did I pronounce that right? Is he still here? No, he isn't.
He just came back.
I am, yes.
So you know, going back to all the, I guess the comments that Cheryl had made, I really think it got really confusing what business he's in. Because if he's in the of having a better app, but owning land is a complete different business. It's a different kind of use of capital. Now, what I think I figured out from it is he's already taking care of parking services in certain
We
lots.
cannot hear you.
Can't hear me?
I hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, I can actually hear. Can everyone? Is there anyone else who has challenges hearing, or?
I can't hear him, please.
Rick, I think he is very clear. I can hear.
Okay, what I'll say is
I can hear him. I can hear him as well.
just raise your voice a little bit.
Okay, I'll do that. What I think Jonathan, and by the way, I don't know Jonathan's last name, and I only know Jonathan because you referred to him, but his name wasn't in the video.
Jonathan Akube.
Yeah, okay, so I would need it spelled for me. So the
okay,
the impression I got is he managing parking scenarios in buildings that already exist and therefore has extra spaces that he can lease out, and they don't even have to pay for that app to be able to do it? Because I think that's what he's doing. Because trying to get land next to a hospital and set up a parking lot, you know, that would be an incredible feat. And maybe it can be, but if it's Sunnybrook, for example, you know, they own everything around it, and that's why they can charge as much as they do. I think of hospital by hospital. So unless he's managing, a lot of times you can manage lots that aren't busy in the evening, and that, you know, if that's his model, I understand it. But I don't really understand how you can confuse all those pieces together.
So I'm actually, as they went for break, as the judges went for break, I sent out some messages and I got some clarifications. It is property management, and it is definitely taking on those lots and managing them. So like the one they have in Peel, they have it right now. They're operating it. So it's yeah.
So they don't own it, they're just managing it.
They don't own it, yeah. And I think that's where Shade also was getting stuck, because owning the land is very expensive, and yeah. So it is more on the management, and he said that they're actually working to increase the amount of parking lots that they manage, and then that's when the app comes in, because then they can use the app as a competition, as a leverage to other competitors.
And so everywhere there, if you have 100 lots in Ontario, and if you have that app on your thing, you can.
Yeah.
The idea is you could spend $200 and park in any of the lots. Is that the thing, or is it for specific lots?
It's so it is. I think if you on the app, you can park on any location, but it's on a on a parking. It's on a use basis. It's not like you're gonna pay. So the $200, yes. But if you have the $200, you're gonna park anywhere within their lots.
They do that with the shared bicycles in the city now, right?
Yeah. And also, I asked him about the prices, which hopefully I don't know if I'm gonna have an opportunity to share that with the judges. But he's saying it's $8 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. or $5 4 p.m. to 6 a.m. compared to $15 per 12 hours, which means it's almost half the fee at the hospital that he was talking about, where they're charging almost half the fee of what the hospital charges.
About $15 for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you have to sign over the rights to your firstborn male child for the balance of the day.
Yeah.
That was a joke. Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's good to see that we're engaging nicely, and I hope it's been insightful and enlightening so far for each one of us. I don't know if we have any questions. Thank you so much, Dino, for taking that on. Thank you so much. I don't know if we have any other questions. This is the time if you do. Any questions? I see that Rick has provided some feedback on Okube. I heard that conversation. Thank you so much for that, Rick. I'm sure Kizzy will get the information back. But if we do have any other questions, maybe on projects we're running right now, maybe how we got some funding or some of the gaps we saw in the pitches that we've seen so far, you know, because there will always be gaps. That's not to say I know anything. I'm not one of the judges, but, you know, so how better can I make mine? What should I be doing? We'll get some feedback from the judges. But for some of us that have done this, at least we've done 3, 4, 5, 6, perhaps, we might be able to provide some insights. And Rick is also here. That's very good information. He has very good information. He's actually a veteran at this. So it's also very good to have him on board with us here. So if we have any questions, this will be the time.
Yeah? I came in earlier and I kept silent, wanting to learn and maybe soak in every information that is possible to get from here. I was shy to pitch my idea yet. I know it's there, but it's not framed yet. So I kind of shied out. But I named my business and I opened the website, but I don't have the real skills to construct it to where I want it or where I dream it to be. So I attended this session hoping to hear from other people and maybe hoping to find someone who can tell me that what you're up to is doable so I can continue working on that website.
I would talk to the famous Nancy.
Pardon?
I would talk to the famous Nancy, who's coached so many people on this.
Yeah, well, that's one way about it, but I think one of the other answers to that will be where are you at right now, and what are you looking to do? Because once we have a fair idea of what you're trying to do, then, because for some people, it's actually, the website is actually not the first thing. For some people, depending on the type of business, visibility is very good, but it might just not be by way of a website. It might be by way of social media, marketing, sensitizing your community, and creating the traction that you need for people to even get to know about the business itself before you go on with the website. I mean, it just depends. So maybe, maybe for 30 seconds, can you share briefly, maybe other people might want to hear, what exactly is it you're looking to do, and must it be done by way of a website?
So I'm not new in this field, so it's ideas that keep on and then you put them to sleep and then you come back to them and then eventually you say, I need to take a step. However wild it is, take it. So this is how I decided to open or start that website. I have always worked in the field of community development, or I do community facilitation, and I have organized different groups. I have also the EP Academy and the RCHC know me as one of the participants in their leadership training. So I have come up with a decision to say, start now. Don't keep waiting because you've been putting it on hold and it's been years. So start. So maybe you learn along the way the skills that you lack or the ones that you have and you don't know that you do. This is how I can only know that I'm capable or I'm not and I need help or I don't. So that's how I came up with this website. I think previously I have shared with you how I work with the elderly, but working from a strategic angle of education so that the elderly can benefit not directly from me, but building the equitable, age-friendly communities. So on this website, I am working on posting the educational, the ideas, the knowledge that I have, do the research, work with individuals, do the helping with individuals and communities. And so it's all over the place because the idea has been sitting for too long, and so it has been accumulating all kinds of thoughts and ideas. So I'm working on framing it and weeding out all those pieces that are not necessary, but make sure that what is necessary is put up there on the But yet, as you say, the skills of social media and stuff like that is what I'll need with this EP Academy, being able to help me get there. Yeah, so that's why I wasn't able to pitch, because I want to pitch when I know that this is something doable or achievable.
All right. I mean, that's fair, and that's okay. Knowing that you're ready and making a pitch when you believe you're ready to do it is of course very, very critical. What is important, I would say, at this point is to join as many pitches as possible, observing, watching, gaining skills and competencies, learning from people, understanding the gap areas, and then making sure you plug the gaps that you might have. Reviewing your pitch from time to time after going through a session like this is very critical. And so you want to get back to the drawing board again, particularly after listening to the feedback from the judges tonight. You might want to get back again and say, oh, this is what I prepared, this is what I'm looking to do. These are the gaps we found in this ones. These are the parts that were done pretty well. And so this is how I need to update my pitch. Sometimes the pitch, like some of you who have attended the EP Academy, we have had calls from time to time to share that the pitch is pretty simple and basic. However, it might differ from one sector to the other. Why is that so? Because what each investor is looking to get from one pitch might be different from the other. ROI is critical, it's basic, it's a common denominator. However, the presentation from time to time, the target market, the focus area might differ from one sector to the other. The strategy for marketing might differ from one sector to the other. Some would focus on more networking. Some it's, particularly when it's wealth management, it's more private. And so you're setting up something like that. Possibly the approach for marketing and picking your customers might be different. So you would need to watch based on the sector that you're looking to go into, the industry, and find pitches of other people that are similar to your industry and learn from those ones. But what is important really, I mean, what is a pitch really? You're just trying to sell to your investors or to the people that are looking to invest in you, whoever those might be, whether they are partners, whether they are mentors, whether they are sponsors. You're trying to sell to them the value proposition that you have. And so you're making that value proposition clear and presenting yourself as the one that should get their buy-in, the one that should actually get the funding, the one that should get their partnership, the one that is ready, that you will be preferred above every other one, if you just put it that way. And so that's what a pitch is. The more we review our pitches, the more we find out that there might be gap areas that need to be plugged. That's important to know. And I think I'll just leave it at that now because we have our judges right back in the room with us. Thank you so much, judges, for coming back into the room. Thank you so much. Thank you for deliberating. And I see that we've had very robust engagement, very robust discussions tonight with a lot of people sharing from their mindset. So I will turn it over to you, judges, to give us the information, the updates that we require before we wrap up. Ladies and gentlemen, we might need about 5 to 6 minutes to do this for those who are able to wait, and that's because we started a few minutes late. So kindly allow us 5 to 6 minutes to wrap this up tonight. Thank you very much.
So I'm going to give you an overview of the pitches as a whole. Nilkua is going to talk individually and announce the winners, and Nancy's going to talk about the prizes. So that's sort of the agenda we've sorted out between the three of us. My commentary overall, and not picking out anyone in particular, is you have a great opportunity to capture people's interest, and you're giving me a linear thinking process of features. You need to change your pitch so that you're giving me the benefits first. You need to get my attention first. So give me an example of the benefit to me, why I should listen to you. That's first. The second part is, how does it impact my life? What use is it to me? Why would I want it? Or if I'm not the buyer and I'm the investor, why would I invest in you? Because what great idea do you have that's going to solve a current problem for the person whom you're selling this to? So you're going to want to tell me what the problem is, what your solution is, and why yours is better than anybody else's. Then, as a banker and a financial person, I want to know the numbers. I want to know what the market is, what the market share is, what the competition is, and I want to know how you're going to pay me back. If I'm going to give you X amount of dollars, I need to know that this is a viable business and that you're going to be successful and that you're going to pay me back. So those are the things that I found missing. And I'm not saying you weren't good. I'm just saying that if I were the man or the woman with the money and had to open the purse strings to you, I wouldn't. Because you're not qualifying yourself as someone I could lend money to. So I really encourage you to reorganize your process so that you are discussing that wonderful benefit. And I heard it eventually and I queried you on it. You know, patents are huge. IP is huge. Uniqueness is what the market is looking for. And then where do you sell it and at what price point and where's it going to be manufactured are all parts of those discussions. So I encourage you to go back. I always recommend you go and you look at Futurepreneur and look at their ability to write a business plan. It will be the structure for a good pitch, because it will answer to bank readiness or to grant readiness. And that's really what this pitch was. It's a good guide. It's already there. You can access it. It's free. Rasul, I don't know if you can get it outside of Canada, but I would look to see if you could. It's a phenomenal opportunity to be guided through the process, and don't reinvent the wheel. And I wish you all the best in your endeavors, because I think you've got some great ideas.
Thank you very much, Cheryl. Yeah.
Okay, so I have the fun job of announcing our winners. So we're going to be giving a first and a second prize. So if I had a drum roll, I would drum roll right now. And what we're going to do is I'll very quickly give a perspective on why we chose you. And then there are some elements that you can quickly improve on, I think. So in second place, first of all, congratulations, Angie. We chose Miss A Boutique. Well done. You should be very proud of yourself. You have a great concept, and I think one of the most important things that we hear a lot of conversation about is customization, and so you are landing right in that space. You have a great concept, but what you need to do is think about how you're actually going to get to that concept. You have a lot of work to do to scale up, especially where you're, and I admire you designing and making clothes on your own, but you are going to need some help, and you're going to have to start small. Test it out, build a portfolio, and then start scaling that up. So you need to think about how you're going to do that. But congratulations. We think you have a great concept, and well done on your pitch. So, and then drum roll again, please. In first place, we are announcing VisionTiff. Congratulations. You guys did a great job presenting. Thank you. You have all your team members here today. Really great concept that is not only has, we think, legs in terms of the business, but also a social aspect to it. What we feel you guys need to do is definitely tell that story. You have an opportunity to really connect with people, pull on their heartstrings, get into the position of somebody who is visually impaired. Even if you had your aunt come on and talk about her experience, or include that in your pitch, how you're going to sell. Do the research that's required, all the regulations, how you would get things covered via medical insurance, all of those things need to happen. But it was great. You have a good concept and you have a prototype that's testable and that you can actually leverage. So that's why we chose you as first place. And I'm going to hand over to Nancy to tell you what you're going to get.
Yeah, and very quickly, I'm just going to say congratulations to all of you. Our second place winner will get 2 months free virtual Office Plus at Entrepreneurs Point. It is valued at $2,500, so yay. And you also get the opportunity to apply for grants with partners at Entrepreneurs Point. And of course, our first place is going to get 2 months free private office at Entrepreneurs Point, and that is valued at a whopping $5,000, so that's a great price. And you also get the opportunity to apply for grants with partners at Entrepreneurs Point. So thank you all, and I'll give it back to Dr. Olu.
Thank you so much, judges. Thank you so much for your hard work with this entire process and the protocols that you followed. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. What we want to say, congratulations to all the winners. I hope, if we have the time, once we round up, perhaps you might still want to comment, or one or two people might want to stay back to hear a few things. The bidding process with our grant, the grant holders has already started. We have a lot of them around us, and perhaps before a lot of you came into the room, Niluka had actually mentioned a few things about the Dream Chasers and the Change Makers program. That's a DCCM, where they're looking to have students and startup entrepreneurs, students actually win and compete for $10,000. And so we already started that process, and we've already made some submissions to them. I think one was presented tonight. But they have a bigger picture, a fuller picture, because they have the full package with them. Tonight is just a reflection of what usually happens when you've been tried and tested in the field, and then you've made several pitches to different groups, and then you're now gotten the feedback. You receive the feedback from the judges, judges of this caliber. You receive your feedback, and then you're able to go back to the drawing table to tinker with and update and, adjust your pitches in a manner that becomes suitable and ready to go for your grantors or for your investors. And so this is one of those sessions tonight, and that's why we have done this. Where this is a series, and so we'll have the next one in October. You'll be getting an email on the next one, but most likely before October, the October date, perhaps we would have gotten the feedback from some of our grantors that we've already submitted your papers to, for the cash prizes that they might have. I know we've already submitted about 3 or 4 now. And so if you have a fuller package, you can go back to the drawing table and then update with all the feedback you've received tonight. You want to update those packages, and then you want to also get back to us to submit a full-blown report. Some actually have 25, 40-paged documents actually talking about the market process, the marketing process, the target market, the marketing strategy, the return on investment, a clear articulation of the cash flow that is that would actually be applied, and actually the income statement, what type of balance sheet will be kept. So the full-blown package. If you're interested in that and you're confident that you've updated your document, please feel free to submit that to us so we can also send over to some of these partners that are looking to invest in your papers. I'm going to keep it short that way. And for those ones who have won prizes tonight, including our own Angie, who is a member of the house, what we're going to do is have you mail us, send an email on the email that you received, so that you can claim your prizes. I'm going to leave it at that. I don't know if any other person has one more comment, and then we'll wrap it up. We can wrap that up so we can close the meeting. Anybody has a comment?
I just want to say thank you to the judges and then valuable feedback that they gave. Yep, we'll include that in our future sessions. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
We are available too as mentors if you want to check back in with us as you move through the process of continuing to develop your pitch. The course study in October is going to be extremely helpful because it's so detailed, and it really does end up with a proper bank-ready, grant-ready presentation piece that's it's detailed. And I really encourage you to look at that. Come in as a group because you all have different parts of the same, and we can really develop it with you. and mentor you and hold your hand through the process. So it isn't just taking the core study, it's also all the other things that we bring to the table in terms of holding your hand, getting you to the right people, helping you understand who you need to speak to, when you need to speak to them. There's a lot we can do. We have a huge circle of influence that we can bring to the table to help you build this to fruition. So we encourage you to have a look at us and take advantage of what we offer, because I think it's quite valuable. And it's the hidden, the mentoring, the hand-holding that really makes a difference. So you're not going to go into a classroom and leave. You're going to go into a classroom and then you're going to stay there as we help you.
Right?
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'll call it a day now, but what we want to do is we'll still hang out. We'll be here for another 2-3 minutes if anybody has any other comments. But right now, the class is closed, the session is closed, but people can stay back and network and ask as many questions as possible while we now begin to prepare for the next speech session, which is in October, the 9th of October. You can mark that in your diary, in your calendars. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you to all our judges.
Bye.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you so much.
Bye, Nancy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so any more questions can be posted into the chat room and any feedback that you might have. Thank you.
Angie, connect to me on LinkedIn so I can give you some advice.
Bye, guys.
Thank you.
You have
Thank
my
you,
name.
Rick.
I have
Thank you
yours.
so much, Rick.
Thanks.
It's okay.
Thank you, Rick. And thank you, Imanzi Kizito, Alejandro. I hope I said that right. Carillo.
Alejandro.
Alejandro.
Alejandro Carrillo,
Yes,
right?
yes, yes, that's
Where are you
correct.
from, Alejandro?
I'm from Venezuela.
From Venezuela.
Yes.
Okay, I lived in Mexico for 5 years.
For Lucas.
Oh, okay. That's why you got the pronunciation right.
I have a question, Oluwamodupe. Did you want to ask a question?
No, I just want to say thank you to Nancy for opening my eyes to all these opportunities. I really appreciate them.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And every one of you too. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
So Alejandro, are you part of the site?
Yes, yes, I'm the principal engineer on that project. Right now, I can show you how far the project is. This is one because I'm working here. I'm working from home. Yes.
Oh, wow.
The one that you saw on the video was just with the camera, which helped us to recognize the objects. But right now we have the sensors, the sonar sensors, just to guide the visual impaired to through like he wants to go to somewhere near to his place, so he used the sensor just to detect the objects nearby. So yeah, that's what the sensors on the top are for.
How heavy is it?
Right now we have two versions, right? We have the heavy one, which is this one here. Let me show you, just give me 1 second. This is the heavy version. Here is our SOM.
Yeah.
This is the camera, the sensors. This one is quite heavy. So we decided to, of course, the final one is gonna have just this part here. You can forget about the board. The final one is just this board here. So we have to redesign the PCB. This is just the developer board. And this version is around 500 grams, which is quite heavy. So then we decided to move the SOM, which is the system